ठीक है, मैं लिविंग वर्ल्ड स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ. ओके,
ओके मैम.
ठीक है ना. Now, what are the characteristics of living beings, students? Okay, so characteristics of living beings are cellular structure, metabolism, growth, reproduction and consciousness. वॉइस ऑडिबल है ना बच्चों सबको? बोलो.
यस मैम.
सबको ऑडिबल है ना? ठीक है. तो सबसे पहले देखते हैं कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ लिविंग बींग्स. ठीक है, व्हाट आर द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ लिविंग बींग्स स्टूडेंट? क्या क्या है? वन, सेल्यूलर स्ट्रक्चर. नंबर टू, metabolism. Number 3, growth. Number 4, reproduction. Number 5, consciousness. Student, these are the 5 characteristics of living beings. है ना? So firstly we will deal with cellular structure. Cellular structure. सबसे पहला कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स फीचर हम लोग लेंगे सेलुलर स्ट्रक्चर का. ठीक है, तो व्हाट आर सेल्स स्टूडेंट? Cells are the structural and functional unit of life. All of you know that cells are the functional and structural unit of life. अब यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट सबसे ज्यादा जो क्वेश्चन नीट में बनता है वो है डिफाइनिंग फीचर के ऊपर, that whether cellular structure is a defining feature or not. तो डिफाइनिंग फीचर है कि नहीं, बिफोर दैट स्टूडेंट यू शुड नो that what do you mean by defining feature. डिफाइनिंग फीचर का मतलब क्या होता है, ठीक है ना? थोड़ा सा देख लेते हैं. अ फीचर is known to be defining. कब तुम एक फीचर को डिफाइनिंग बोलोगे स्टूडेंट्स, है ना? ये 5 फीचर मैंने बताया है, पांचों फीचर को तुम डिफाइनिंग बोलोगे. व्हाई वी विल से इट अ डिफाइनिंग फीचर? तो फर्स्टली यू शुड नो व्हाट इज डिफाइनिंग फीचर. पहला, अनएक्सेप्शनली, है ना? अनएक्सेप्शनली.
मैम.
हाँ बोलो, बोलो, बोलो मैम के आगे तो बोलो. एक्सेप्शनली प्रेजेंट इन ऑल लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म. प्रेजेंट इन ऑल लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म. देखो, जब हम लोग बायोलॉजी पढ़ते हैं तो बायोलॉजी मतलब ही फुल ऑफ एक्सेप्शन, पता है हम लोग को, है ना? तो वी आर रीडिंग बायोलॉजी एंड फुल ऑफ एक्सेप्शंस आर देयर. तो यू विल से अ फीचर, अ डिफाइनिंग फीचर व्हेन unexceptionally it is present in all living organism, no exception, with no exception. This is one criteria. And second criteria is that it should not be present in non-living organism. So these are the two criteria, student. When these 5 feature, when any of these 5 feature will meet these two defining criteria, that means you will say that feature as a defining feature. Okay, unexceptionally present in all living organism, should not be present in a non-living organism. देखो क्लियर है? डिफाइनिंग फीचर का मतलब समझ में आया बच्चों? कब बोलोगे डिफाइनिंग फीचर? बोलो, क्लियर है? when you will say a feature, defining feature, बोलो.
Have any exception?
हाँ बोलो, नंदिनी
They
बोलो.
didn't have any exception.
Yes, unexceptionally it should be present in all living organism. No exception should be there. And it's side by side, it should not be present in a non-living organism. So first structure, cellular structure. What do you think? This feature is a defining feature or not defining feature? What will you say? Tell me. What will you say? Cellular structure is a defining feature or it is not a defining feature? What will you say, students?
It is the defining feature.
Good.
It is defining feature.
Yes, very good. It is a defining feature. because unexceptionally it is present in all living organism, and it is not present in it is not present in non-living organism, and unexceptionally it is present in all living organism, whether it is multicellular, whether it is unicellular. Okay, so we can say that cellular structure is a defining feature. Clear, students? Clear with the first factor? This is the first feature. Second one, student, metabolism. What do you mean by metabolism? Any one of you? Any one of you will answer me? Yes,
Sum
tell me.
total of all chemical reactions occurring in our body.
Very good, Deepika. Yes, very good. Metabolism is the sum total
Ma'am,
of
all
all living
organism,
organisms. Yes, Neha, tell me, Neha.
ma'am, all organism made up of chemicals.
Yes, all organisms are made up of chemicals, and actually all the living organism, within that living organism, the sum total of chemical reaction, actually that is metabolism. Okay,
Ma'am,
now, yes, tell me.
the number of calories your body uses to carry out this basic function is known as basal metabolic rate. Metabolism is the process by which your body convert eat and drink into energy.
Conversion or change. Yes, Sapna, कुछ बोलना है? Will you say? Do you want to say something? Conversion
Ma'am.
or change. Okay. So all living organisms, one student has said this point that, ma'am, all living organisms are made up of chemicals. These chemicals are actually transformed, students. Okay, transformed, and then they transform into some chemical reaction. Chemical RXN mean reaction, student. Where this chemical reaction, this is occurring within our body. Within our body. This is actually metabolism. Now, students, two types of metabolism are there. Can you name them? Two types of metabolism. Can you name them, students?
स्लाइड थोड़ा ऊपर कीजिए ना।
हाँ, कर रही हूँ। स्क्रीनशॉट लेना है तो?
मैम,
हाँ, बोलो।
मैम, एनाबॉलिक और कैटाबॉलिक।
वेरी गुड नेहा, वेरी गुड। एनाबॉलिज्म और कैटाबॉलिज्म, ये दो टाइप। देख लिया स्लाइड तुमने? चेंज करूँ मैं?
यस मैम।
चलो ठीक है। So two types of metabolism, students. One is anabolism and other is catabolism. Neha has said the answer just now. Meaning of anabolism, student? It involves the building up of the process. Okay, it involves building up process. Catabolism, students? These are involved in breakdown reactions. RXN mean reaction, student. Okay, these are involved in breakdown reaction. Now, in anabolism, what happens, student? Simpler substances. Okay, simpler substances, it will convert into complex substances because the things are synthesizing here. So from simpler substances, they are forming complex substances. What about catabolism? Catabolism, breakdown of complex substances, student. Now, if a complex substance will break down, so it will form simpler substance. Breakdown of complex substance into simpler substances. One example we can take, students. Okay, example is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Example, respiration. Okay, student. Now, based on these characteristics, tell me that metabolism is a defining feature or it is not a defining feature. Well, metabolism is a defining feature or it is not a defining feature. Tell me, students. Yes, Deepika.
Ma'am, it is
Defining
defining.
feature.
Yes, it is a very good. Very good, Neha. Very good, Deepika. Okay, it is a defining feature. Is a defining feature. Why it is a defining feature? Because it is present in all living beings. And this phenomena you will not get in absent in non-living. Okay, students. So we have seen two features till now and all are defining. Now these two features are defining. Third feature, student. चलो चलते हैं थर्ड फीचर्स में. थर्ड फीचर हो गया तुम्हारा ग्रोथ. ग्रोथ क्या है स्टूडेंट? इज इरिवर्सिबल इंक्रीज इन मास. ग्रोथ क्या है? इरिवर्सिबल इंक्रीज इन mass or overall size of a cell, organ or whole organism. क्या है? What is growth, student? Growth is an irreversible increase in the mass or overall size of a cell, organ or whole organism. इरिवर्सिबल क्यों बोल रहे? एक बार ग्रोथ हो जाने के बाद फिर बैकवर्ड रिवर्स नहीं जाएगा. एक सेल का ग्रोथ हो सकता है, ऑर्गन का हो सकता है या फिर एक पूरा होल ऑर्गेनिज्म का भी ग्रोथ हो सकता है. Now student, one thing you should keep in mind that growth is the net result of two components of metabolism. Let me write that one. That growth is a net result of two components of metabolism. That means anabolism and catabolism. How? Let us see. Suppose when anabolism is greater than catabolism, okay students, when anabolism is greater than catabolism, then growth occurs. Growth occurs. Suppose in an organism, if anabolism and catabolism both are equal, anabolism and catabolism growth are equal, that means no growth occur. In that organism, no growth will take place because whatever food is synthesizing, that amount is already broken down. Third condition, when catabolism is greater than anabolism, whatever amount of food is synthesizing, that is already broken down. In this case, student, we can say that in this condition, it is negative growth. So seeing this equation, we can say now that growth is a net result of two components of metabolism. Now, what is the difference with the growth in plant with animal? What is the difference with plant and animals? In case of plants, students, in case of plants,
Ma'am,
growth takes place. Yes, tell me.
हम बताएं?
और तुम बताओगे? ऑब्वियसली बताओ. मुझे तो अच्छा लगता है बच्चे बताते हैं, तो मुझे तो इंटरेक्टिव सेशन बहुत अच्छा लगता है. मतलब वो अकेला मैं पढ़ाऊँ और सिर्फ सुनो, फिर वो हिस्ट्री और ज्योग्राफी जैसा सेशन लगता है. बताओ. वेरी गुड. बोलो नहीं.
Ma'am, in plants, this growth by cell division occur continuously throughout the lifespan, and in
Yes.
animal, growth seen only up to certain age.
वेरी गुड नेहा. बहुत अच्छा. यही सुनना चाहती थी मैं. तो हम
Ma'am,
लोग ये बोल
निशा.
सकते हैं. हाँ नेहा बोलो.
Ma'am, मेरा नाम निशा है.
लिखा तो नेहा है बाबू, तुम जो बोल. अच्छा निशा. सॉरी निशा निशा. ओके. तो निशा, तो हम लोग बोल सकते हैं ना दैट ग्रोथ इन प्लांट इज अनलिमिटेड और इनडिफिनाइट, बट वेयर एज
Yes.
ग्रोथ इन एनिमल इज लिमिटेड और डेफिनाइट. है ना?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
तो
ma'am.
हाँ, fine. So let me write, student. Growth in
Ma'am,
plant takes place. हाँ, बोलो बोलो.
one point. The animal consume food to replenish energy. Their metabolism break down the carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acid to provide chemical energy for this process.
Yes,
And plant is convert light energy from the sun into chemical energy stored in molecules
yes,
during the process of photosynthesis.
yes, yes. Very good, Sapna. Yes, you can on this point also. Now, throughout the life cycle, here growth takes place throughout the life cycle. And in animals, what happens? Growth takes place up to certain age. So we can say here growth is unlimited, or we can use the term, okay, here growth is limited, and it is indefinite, and here growth is definite. This is actually the major differences. Okay. Now, students, difference of growth between living and non-living thing. First of all, you should know that growth takes place in non-living thing also, student. Can you give me one example where growth takes place in non-living things?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me
Sand
example.
dune.
Sand dune. Other example except sand dune? Other example except sand dune? Anyone can give me other example?
किसका?
Tell me. मतलब लिविंग और नॉन लिविंग में ग्रोथ का डिफरेंस. तो नॉन लिविंग का एक ग्रोथ का एग्जांपल. Growth takes place in non-living thing also, student. So one example anyone has said just now, that ma'am, sand dune. Sand dune is the correct example. Other example can you give me one more example of non-living thing where growth takes place? Any one of you?
And mountains.
Yes, exactly. That I want to heard. So that is mountain. Now what happens, students? In case of living thing, okay, growth is internal. Okay, growth is internal. But here, growth is external. Suppose this is the cell, and within the cell, actually synthesis takes place like this, and then the growth occurs. But what about in case of mountain? Suppose take example of mountain. Suppose this is a mountain. What happened? Here debris will fall, rock formation will take place, and it will lead to a formation of a mountain. So here growth takes place in the external way, in an external way. Now, student, based on all the feature, what will you conclude? That growth is a defining feature or it is a not defining feature?
Ma'am, it
Not
is
defining
Not
characteristic
a
feature.
defining feature.
Yes, yes, Nisha?
Ma'am, it is characteristic feature, not defining.
It is okay. Any other student? Growth is defining feature or not defining feature? Non-defining feature?
Ma'am,
Not
not a
defining.
defining feature.
Yes, growth is a non-defining feature. Reason for non-defining?
Extrinsic growth occurs in non-living
That's why.
things.
Yes. Here growth takes place in non-living thing, and because we know that the criteria of defining feature, it should not take place in non-living thing, but here it is taking place in non-living thing. That is why growth is a non-defining feature. Next one is students, reproduction. Reproduction. Now, what is reproduction, students? Reproduction is a process of formation of offspring. Let me write simultaneously. I'm saying it to you. Process of formation of offsprings having 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 features more or less similar to parents. Now, what is reproduction, students? Reproduction is a process of formation of offsprings having feature more or less similar to parents. So, what are the two types of reproduction, student? What are the two
Ma'am,
types of
sexual
Reproduction is
sexual
asexual.
and sexual.
Yes, exactly. Sexual and asexual reproduction. One major difference is major difference. Lots of differences are there, but I want to know the major one. Difference between asexual and sexual. Major difference. Tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Asexual reproduction, only one parent involved, and sexual two.
Two. Okay. Any other student? Another point. One major difference.
Asexual reproduction,
Ma'am.
gamete production
Gametes
does
are
not
not
occur.
involved in asexual reproduction, but gametes are involved in sexual reproduction.
Gametes are involved. We can make one another difference. Anyone can tell that?
Asexual reproduction is a mode of reproduction that does not entail the union of sex cell or gametes.
What is that called? What is that union of sex cell is called, Sapna?
Or
Sapna?
gametes. Yes, ma'am.
What is that union of male and sex cell is called? The process is called, Sapna?
Asexual reproduction.
The process of fusion of male and female gamete is called, Sapna?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can you name the process? The process of fusion of male and female gamete?
Asexual.
Yes.
No, gamete.
I want to
Gametes.
know the name of the process. Can you name the process?
Gametes. Asexual reproduction. Gametes.
No, no, no. Can
Ma'am,
any one of you can?
fertilization.
Yes, exactly. That I want to. Kushi has said, na? Kushi?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good, Kushi. Fertilization is the process where fusion of male and female gamete takes place. So what I actually want to hear that no fertilization of gamete takes place in asexual reproduction. This is a very important point, student. You should know that. So let me write all the points side by side. So here single parent is involved. Here single parent is involved. We can use the term uniparental. In bio, uni means one, unicellular, one cell, student, unicellular, uniparent, uniparental. Okay, uniparental. Second one, sexual. Two parents are involved. So we can say biparental. Bi means two. So we can say biparental. Now, second one, students, no fertilization of gametes. What is fertilization? The process of fusion of male and female gamete is called fertilization. So, no fertilization of gametes. No fertilization of gametes. But here in sexual reproduction, formation of gametes, as well as fusion of gametes. Fusion of gametes. Okay. Now here, students, sperm, that is male gamete, all of you know that, fuses with egg, that is female gamete. These are the symbolic representation of male and female. This is for male and this is for female, male and female gamete. They fuse by the process of fertilization. Students, they fuse by the process of fertilization and they will form zygote. Clear with these two differences, student? Now I can give you some more examples for asexual and yes, tell me, खुशी,
एक डाउट है
बोलो.
मैम हर्माफ्रोडाइट जो एनिमल्स होते हैं
हाँ बोलो.
वो भी तो सेक्सुअली ही रिप्रोड्यूस करते हैं ना
हाँ, सेक्सुअली रिप्रोड्यूस करते हैं.
मैम लेकिन ऑर्गेनिज्म मतलब पेरेंट्स तो एक ही होते हैं
ओनली यहाँ पे एक्सेप्शन, ओनली इन केस ऑफ हर्माफ्रोडाइट वहाँ एक पेरेंट इन्वॉल्व होते हैं.
यस मैम
सेक्सुअल अगर वर्ड यूज कर रहे हैं, खुशी थी ना, अगर हम लोग सेक्सुअल वर्ड यूज कर रहे हैं ना, खुशी, एक पेरेंट इन्वॉल्व है, 2 पेरेंट इन्वॉल्व, वट एवर कैन बी द फैक्टर, बट सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन का जो मेन क्राइटेरिया होगा, दैट क्राइटेरिया इज फर्टिलाइजेशन ऑफ गैमेट ऑन दैट बेसिस। इसीलिए मैं पहले ही पूछ रही थी ना, आई वाज आस्किंग दैट आई वांट टू हियर द मेन फीचर। So actually this fertilization of gamete. So though there one parent is involved in case of hermaphrodite, take the example of porifera, they are hermaphrodite. Okay. So what happens there? Both male and female gamete are discharged from the same cell, same body. Though they are hermaphrodite, but their fertilization of gamete takes place. Now their fusion of gamete takes place. So there also sexual reproduction takes place. More detail, you will read all these things in 4th chapter of NCERT, that is Animal Kingdom. Clear, Kushi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Kushi. Now I can give you some examples. Examples where the sexual reproduction takes place. Spore, algae, fungi, okay, bacteria. Now in bacteria, how a sexual reproduction takes place? With the help of binary fission. Binary fission means one organism will divide into 2, like this. Then budding. Budding is also a kind of a sexual reproduction that you will get in yeast. Hydra. Okay. Then in planaria shows the highest regeneration capacity. Regeneration, again a mode of asexual reproduction, regeneration. In case of planaria, for sexual reproduction, human beings are example. Generally, vertebrate shows sexual reproduction. Now, student, you should remember, in case of unicellular organism, very important thing. In case of unicellular organism, growth is synonymous. Growth is synonymous to reproduction. When in their body growth takes place, and that time simultaneously reproduction takes place. So in case of unicellular organism, growth and reproduction are synonymous. Example we can take bacteria, amoeba. Growth and reproduction in case of unicellular organism, they are synonymous. Okay. So for this synonymous, student, you have to learn a word, that is growth and reproduction are mutually inclusive events. Yes, students. In case of unicellular organisms, okay, growth is equal to reproduction. So we can say here they are mutually inclusive events. Mutually inclusive events. But what about higher plants and animals? Is it like that? If plant and animal growth takes place at that time, reproduction will occur? No, students, you know that. So, in case of higher plants and animals, growth is not equal to reproduction. So, we can say that in case of higher plants or animals, growth is a mutually exclusive events. Wait a minute, let me erase this one. स्पेलिंग में थोड़ा सा भी मिस्टेक बिल्कुल नहीं अच्छा लगता मुझे. तो लिख लेती हूँ मैं म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव इवेंट्स। तो फिर बच्चों अब मुझे बताओ, ये जो फीचर है रिप्रोडक्शन, ये डिफाइनिंग फीचर है या नॉन डिफाइनिंग फीचर है? मैंने तो पूरा कंसेप्ट बताया तुम लोगों को, देख लो। अब बताओ इसके बेसिस पे बताओ।
Defining feature.
डिफाइनिंग फीचर। और तुम में से कोई?
Defining feature.
ओके
Ma'am,
नंदिनी।
after
Preeti, not a defining feature. Why Preeti? Why it is a not a defining feature? Preeti? Preeti na? Is it Preeti हो ना?
Ma'am, Deepika. Yes, ma'am.
दीपिका, अच्छा। आंसर किसने दिया
और
नॉट अ डिफाइनिंग फीचर?
मैम मैंने दिया था।
मैंने बाबू नाम बोलो ना, क्लास में थोड़ी ना जो देख के
दीपिका।
समझ जाओगी। हाँ, एक्चुअली नाम सब रैंडमली आता रहता है तो तभी तो। दीपिका बताओ दीपिका। सब
मैम
बोल रहे हैं
स्मूथ
डिफाइनिंग फीचर है,
एंड
तुम बोल रही हो नॉट
वॉकर
डिफाइनिंग
बीज।
फीचर है। हाँ, बोलो दीपिका, बोलो बोलो।
मैम स्मूल एंड वॉकर बीज रिप्रोड्यूस नहीं करते हैं, दो दे आर लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स।
वेरी गुड दीपिका। आया समझ में कुछ? हम्म।
मैम
सब कैसे बोल दिए फिर मैम डिफाइनिंग फीचर है? बोलो खुशी, क्या बोल रही हो तुम?
immature human reproduce नहीं करते जबकि वो
वॉइस
living
स्प्लिट हो
beings
रहा है
होते
बाबू।
हैं।
खुशी वॉइस स्प्लिट हो रहा है बाबू तुम्हारा।
मैम
थोड़ा सा देखो
immature
ना कनेक्शन
human
अपना।
being भी रिप्रोड्यूस नहीं करते जबकि वो ह्यूमन बींग्स
हाँ,
लिविंग
अब
थिंग्स
याद आया
होते हैं।
खुशी, जब वो ये पॉइंट बोली तो उसके बाद ये याद आया, उसके पहले तो डिफाइनिंग फीचर बोल रहे थे सब, है ना?
हम नहीं बोले थे।
तुम नहीं बोली थी तो बोल देना था ना कि मैम नॉट अ डिफाइनिंग फीचर है ना? एक्चुअली यहाँ पे तुम जो इमेच्योर वर्ड यूज करी, इमेच्योर का मतलब क्या होता है? देखो अगर प्यूबर्टी का एज अटेन हो गया है तो वो तो मैच्योर हो गया है ना? तो यहाँ पे जो एक्चुअली जो वर्ड यूज करेंगे हम लोग खुशी, वो है स्टेराइल वर्ड यूज करेंगे, है ना? जो स्टेराइल ह्यूमन कपल है। सपोज दो वी आर ह्यूमन, सम आर ह्यूमन, but some human are also infertile na, they could not reproduce. That means exceptions are there na, they are not universally present in all living organisms. First of all, I'll go example with the human being, then other example. Try to understand those who have said that ma'am it is a defining feature. Are you getting me students? समझ आ रहा है? जो ह्यूमंस जो इनफर्टाइल है, जो स्टेराइल है, तो उसको फिर क्या बोलोगे तुम? तो बोल सकते हो तुम कि इट इज अनएक्सेप्शनली प्रेजेंट इन ऑल लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म। बोलो, आ रहा है समझ में? तो ह्यूमन में भी स्टेराइल होते हैं, वर्कर बीज तो ठीक है चलो, वो भी सेक्सुअली नहीं रिप्रोड्यूस करते हैं। और एक एग्जाम्पल, व्हेन हॉर्स एंड डोंकी, ओके, हॉर्स एंड डोंकी आर मेटेड, दे प्रोड्यूस म्यूल। म्यूल इज अ लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म, but that mule is infertile, that is sterile. So it is not unexceptionally present in all living organism. In non-living organism it is absent, this point is correct, but one factor we are not getting that criteria, so we can say that reproduction is not a defining feature. अब किसको क्लियर नहीं है तुम में से वो बताओ मुझे, क्या हमें मुझे क्लियर नहीं हो रहा है कि कैसे डिफाइनिंग फीचर नहीं है? सो वी कैन से स्टूडेंट reproduction is not a defining feature. बोलो अगर किसी को कोई डाउट है, हाँ मैम कैसे ये डिफाइनिंग फीचर नहीं हुआ? बोलो 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 बोलो
मैम एक
बच्चों।
बार और बता दीजिए ना।
और एक बार बता दूं? See, what I
यस
told you
मैम।
when I taught you that defining feature characteristics, it should be present unexceptionally in all organism, unexceptionally in all organism. But here we are getting exception now. Those human organisms, suppose those girl or those boy who has attained the puberty, okay, but they are unable to reproduce. That means those living organisms are unable to reproduce. We are getting exception there. When horse and donkey are mated, they produce an organism called mule. That mule is also a sterile. Okay. So how we can say that it is unexceptionally present in all living organisms? So we can say now that reproduction is not a defining feature. Clear with this? बोलो, अभी जिसने पूछा था मैम एक बार और बता दीजिए, क्लियर है?
मैम प्रीति।
हाँ प्रीति, क्लियर है प्रीति? प्रीति,
Yes, ma'am.
all of you clear with this, no, that how it is not a defining feature? Tell me.
One minute, ma'am.
Okay. So our last factor is left. Okay, that is consciousness. Last factor. Okay. Now, firstly, what is consciousness? You should know. It is ability to sense environment. It is the ability to sense environment, and not only the ability to sense environment, but also to respond to student. Yes, this is the complete definition. And respond to it. So consciousness is the ability to sense environment and respond to it. So what are the external stimulus? External stimulus can be physical, chemical, and biological. Now student, tell me whether it is a defining feature or it is a not defining feature.
Ma'am, defining feature.
Defining feature.
Is a defining feature or it is not a defining feature?
And defining features.
See,
Defining
consciousness is a
feature.
property you will never get in non-living thing. That is very clear. And if an organism is living, that means they will always respond to stimuli. That stimulus can be different. वो फिजिकल भी हो सकता है, वो केमिकल भी हो सकता है, वो बायोलॉजिकल भी हो सकता है, but it will respond to stimulus. So student, consciousness is a consciousness is a defining feature. है ना? नाउ स्टूडेंट, अब मुझे बताओ, चलो मैं एकदम फर्स्ट स्लाइड में जा रही हूँ, बोलो these are the 5 characteristics of living beings. अब बताओ इनमें से कौन कौन सा नॉन डिफाइनिंग है? Which of these are non defining, student?
Growth and reproduction.
Growth and reproduction.
Yes, very good. In this growth and reproduction, these are not defining feature, except this all are defining feature. All three are defining feature, these two are not a defining feature. Now student, one question is given in NCERT, whether a man lying in coma is living or non-living. What you will say? I want to hear your opinion. ये क्वेश्चन देकर एनसीईआरटी ने क्वेश्चन मार्क दे दिया है, बोलो तुम लोग क्या बोलोगे? A person lying in coma.
The patient is living.
Yes, ma'am.
A man lying. Reason बता सकते हो कोई भी? Any one of you can tell me the reason? A person lying in coma.
Because he or she can sense physical, chemical, or biological
नंदिनी थोड़ा
stimuli.
सा जोर से बोलो. नंदिनी, be louder, नंदिनी.
Because He or she can sense physical, chemical, or biological stimuli.
A person in coma, how they are responding to stimuli? Can you tell me that? Huh?
मैम उनमें सेल्फ कॉन्शियसनेस नहीं होती पर उनमें कॉन्शियसनेस होती है.
उनमें स्टिमुलस वो रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर पाते हैं, पहले अच्छे से समझो बात को, ठीक है ना? स्टिमुलस को रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर पाते, लेकिन बट दे कैन रिस्टोर द कॉन्शियसनेस. बात को समझो. दे एग्जिबिट लाइफ, क्योंकि उनका मेटाबॉलिक एक्टिविटीज तो ऑन रहता है. ऐसा थोड़ी ना कि बॉडी का मेटाबॉलिज्म इज स्टॉप हो गया. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. सो दे आर लिविंग स्टूडेंट because their metabolic activities are occurring inside their body. Okay, because metabolic activities are occurring inside the body. They are not responding to stimulus for that period of time, but they can restore the consciousness, student. What you will answer? They can restore consciousness. So, student, a person lying in coma, he is living. He is not dead. Clear with the characteristics, student? सबको बोलो, बोलो. क्लियर है? कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर, डिफाइनिंग फीचर है या नहीं है? बोलो. सबको क्लियर है ना? चलो. Next part is student biodiversity. Now, what is biodiversity? What is biodiversity? बता सकते हो तुम में से कोई भी? बायोडाइवर्सिटी बोलो बोलो. तुम में से
मैम
कोई भी?
differences found in living world.
डिफरेंसेस बोलोगे या डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ ऑर्गेनिज्म बोलोगे? विच वन इज करेक्ट? डिफरेंसेस फाउंड इन लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म, फिर तो उसको हम लोग वेरिएशन बोलते हैं, है ना? हालांकि तुम बोलना वही चाहती हो. आई नो दैट यू वांट डिफरेंसेस फाउंड इन लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म. जो एक से दूसरा का डिफरेंस होता है कॉमन इंडिविजुअल में, उसको तो हम लोग वेरिएशन बोलते हैं ना. सो डिफरेंट टाइप, occurrence of different types of organism on earth, student, ना? occurrence of different type of organism on earth is called biodiversity. अभी तक till now students, till now discovered organism is 1.7 to 1.8 million species. अब इनमें से कितने प्लांट है? ऑब्वियसली एनिमल ज्यादा है. एनिमल है 1.25 मिलियन. और प्लांट है 0.55 मिलियन. और प्लांट में सबसे ज्यादा डाइवर्सिफिकेशन है एंजियोस्पर्म में. तो दिख रहा है कितना डाइवर्सिटी प्रेजेंट है. Now, due to this huge diversity, student, it is impossible to study each organism. हेलो, बोलो. 1.7 to 1.8 million species. Due to this huge diversity, it is impossible to study each organism. है ना? So you have to discover an easy way to study the organism as much as you can. So what scientists or biologists have done, they have divided organism into various groups, subgroups, on the basis of similarities and differences. What are these groups called? These groups are called taxonomic categories. इसको बोलते हैं taxonomic categories. मैं लिख लेती हूँ, then it will be easier to you, है ना? Huge diversity is present. Now, impossible to study each organism. So what is the, to determine an easier way, divide, मिस्टेक हो गया ना, डिड लिख दिया है. चलो देखते हैं. Divided organism into groups, है ना, subgroups. अच्छा, OTB का मतलब on the basis of, on the basis of similarities and differences. Now these groups are called taxonomic categories. Taxonomic categories. आया समझ में? बोलो, इतना में किसी का कोई डाउट है? मैं तो पूछो. इतना क्लियर है ना स्टूडेंट्स?
यस मैम.
Is this any doubt student? Any one of you, किसी को भी कोई डाउट है तो पूछो, मैं फिर से बता दूंगी. कोई नहीं, एक बार पूछो, बार बार पूछो, मैं वैसे इरिटेट नहीं होती. बोलो, क्लियर है इतना? चलो, तो मैं सबसे पहले स्टार्ट करती हूँ क्लासिफिकेशन से, है ना. What is classification? It is process of placing the organism into groups, subgroups, on the basis of similarities, differences, character. What is classification, students? Classification is a process of placing the organism into groups, subgroups, on the basis of similarities, differences and characters. Clear है classification का definition? Classification clear है?
यस मैम.
नेक्स्ट जो वर्ड देखेंगे वो है taxonomy. Now, taxonomy is a Greek word. It is derived from two Greek word. एक तो हो गया टैक्सा, दूसरा हो गया नोमिस. टैक्सा का मतलब होता है, मीनिंग ऑफ टैक्सा इज अरेंजमेंट. नोमिस मीन्स स्टूडेंट्स प्रिंसिपल्स. Okay, nomis means principles. Now, student, you can see that taxonomy is derived from two Greek words. that is taxa and nomis. Taxa means arrangement, nomis means principle. What is taxonomy, students? Now, taxonomy is a branch of science. Okay, it is a branch of science which deals with principles and production of classification. What is taxonomy? Taxonomy is a branch of science which deal with principles and production, not process of classification, sorry, not production, principle and process है ये गलती से प्रोडक्शन लिख दिया है मैंने principle and process of classification ठीक है इसको टैक्सोनॉमी बोलते हैं किसने ये टर्म दिया था who has given the term taxonomy students एक बार नीट में पूछा हुआ क्वेश्चन है ये term is given by A.P. De Candolle and who is called father of taxonomy it is also a neat question father of taxonomy very famous name all of you know them that is Carolus Linnaeus commonly he is called Linnaeus Carolus Linnaeus and one more thing student father of Indian taxonomy you should also know because as we live in India so we should know father of Indian taxonomy father of Indian taxonomy Santapani Santapani so till this clear students
Yes.
so just a quick recap what we have learned in today's class in today's class I have discussed characteristics of living beings that is 5 major characteristics cellular structure metabolism growth reproduction and consciousness within these 5 3 are defining rest 2 that is growth and reproduction are non-defining feature their definition their types everything we have discussed differences with plant and animal that we have also seen then I have discussed difference between asexual and sexual reproduction okay then about biodiversity what is classification what is taxonomy who has given the term father of taxonomy and father of Indian taxonomy students okay so with this I am ending today's lecture student next we will continue in next class thank you all of you
Thank you, ma'am.
समझ में आया है सबको बच्चों क्लास में आज जितना समझाया है मैंने
Yes.
अनिशा आयुष दीपिका खुशी नंदिनी निशा संभवी साक्षी सत्यप्रकाश श्रुति यस
Yes, ma'am.
सब क्लियर है ना सब क्लियर है किसी को कोई डाउट पूरा टॉपिक क्लियर है बोलो
Yes, ma'am.
Clear.
पूरा क्लियर है ना
Yes, ma'am.
fine next we will discuss in next class we will continue in next class okay student thank you all of you
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you all of you